Welcome to Keysight PathWave Lab Feature Guide. In this video, I will demonstrate the lab configuration feature, which allows educators to configure and set up the instruments on various benches according to their lab layout. There are two ways to create a new lab layout. Create the new lab layout manually or create it through importing from a CSV file. To import from a CSV file, click Import, Browse, and browse for the CSV file. To create a new layout, first click on the Create New Layout button. In the pop-up window, enter the name of the layout. Then, determine the number of benches and the type of instruments on each bench. A maximum of 100 benches can be created per layout, and a maximum of 6 instruments is allowed per bench. The bench prefix is to automatically name all the benches with the prefix followed by a number. After inserting all the information, click on Create to create the layout. After that, click on the Configure button beside the lab layout created to configure the layout. You can move the benches around by dragging the benches to the desired location to represent the actual layout of your lab. You can also rename each bench manually by left-clicking on the bench name and changing it to the desired name. At any time, you can update the instruments on the benches by clicking the Layout Tool button and click the Change Update Bench Instrument button. In the pop-up window, you can add new instruments to the bench by clicking a plus symbol and selecting the instrument type. You can also change the existing instrument type by clicking on the instrument and selecting the new instrument type. After that, click on Update to update the setup. You can also reset the layout of the benches to the default layout by clicking the Layout tool and clicking on the Auto Arrange Benches to Default button. Initially, all the instruments in the layout will be grayed out, indicating that they are not yet configured. To configure the instruments, click on the bench with the instruments and click on Configure. Select on the instrument to configure. The selected instrument will be highlighted in blue. You can either enter the model number and the serial number or enter the visa address to configure the instrument. The model number, serial number, and visa address can all be obtained through the Keysight Connection Expert application. In the application, all the connected instruments are automatically detected and shown in a list according to the connection type. Select the instrument and copy the model and serial number or visa address to the PathWave Lab Manager. When the instrument is configured successfully, it will light up in the lab layout. To add a new bench, click on the Add button. Enter the name, then enter the model number and serial number or the visa address of the instrument. Then click Add. You can also add the bench without entering the model number and serial number or the visa address of the instrument first. To delete the bench, simply click on the bench and click Delete. You can export the lab layout configuration by clicking the arrow beside the Save Layout button and clicking Export to CSV, then save the file at the desired location. You can close the layout by clicking the Close Layout button. Now I will demonstrate the Lab Client configuration. The PathWave Lab Client application is designed for the test bench PC or student's PC. It connects to the instrument at individual test benches. The Lab Client readily links with the Lab Manager installed in the main admin PC via LAN connection. To configure the PC type, click the Computer Type button. Select either Fixed Computer for a dedicated PC that is permanently used for the test bench or Non-Fixed Computer for a non-permanent mobile PC. Click Select to confirm the selection. Next, click the Configure Connection button to connect to the Lab Manager installed at the admin PC. To connect to the Lab Manager, enter the hostname ID or the IPv4 address of the admin PC. Click Connect to connect to the Lab Manager. Please note that the test bench PC and the admin PC must be connected together in the same network via LAN cables. That is the end of the video. Thank you for watching.